like to welcome you in the name of all attendees and Salesforce and Cloudity this morning. Great that you have found the time to join this webinar regarding CPQ. My name is Thorsten Buller. I'm the country manager in the DACH region of Cloudity, and I'm basically the moderator today. With me is today Xavier, who is leading our CPQ competency at Cloudity. Xavier, some welcome words from your end.
Hi everyone, happy to see you there. Yes, and as you said, I'm CPQ lead practice at Cloudity and at several projects that engage with CPQ. Nice to meet you.
Great. And with me is Anna from Salesforce. Anna, would you like to say some words as well?
Good morning, everyone. I apologize for my camera. I believe this is the morning effect of yesterday evening. No, I'm joking. Sorry, I have some troubles, but thank you so much for making it. Really appreciate it.
Great. And then we have Sachin with us. Sachin, would you like to say some words as well? Sachin, we can't hear you. We can't hear you, Sachin.
Oh, sure. Is this better now?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Sachin. I head the IT procurement at Trafigura and excited to be part of this webinar.
Great. So after this quick introduction round, I just want to give you a quick information about today's agenda. So we'll start with a short interview between Anna and Sachin regarding needs in the field of procurement. So why is CPQ probably a good answer here? And then Xavier will give an information and insight into a project he recently ran with a pretty exciting customer, and to show how is a CPQ project look like. At the end, we have hopefully a couple of minutes for you guys in case you want to ask some questions. For this purpose, please use on the right in this panel. You have the question section there, so please ask your questions there, so no one is seeing that beside you. So the good part is you are not being too visible for others as you asking the questions. So we'll take them, and I will basically ask at the end to the moderators these questions, and we are getting a lot of questions from you, and we're happy to answer all of them. This said, I'm handing over to you, Anna, and yeah, we are looking forward to hear what Sachin has to share.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Sachin, let's maybe start with the first general question. What do you do exactly? What is your job composed of? What is your daily say work?
Sure. So once again, good morning, everyone. My name is Sachin. I'm not sure if my video is working, but this is technology at times. I lead procurement at Trafigura. I'm the head of IT procurement for global requirements at Trafigura. I operate from Mumbai, and anything and everything that my company needs from an enterprise product class perspective is something me and my team would procure. That would be hardware, software, consulting, advisory, and everything around that.
Perfect. And Sachin, so the other question will be, how do you usually work? What do you usually use as a tool? Do you use emails, Excel, any specifically? How does your work looks like? I don't know, in the morning you log in, you check your mail.
So I guess as a classic day in the life of a procurement guy would really begin with checking emails. In the absence of an enterprise class product, all the requirements or requisitions would essentially filter down over an email in various shapes and forms. So that's where you, as a procurement guy, would actually gather your requisitions or requirements that come from your company. The other solution, we would then sort of go out and bid this out to partners. This would again at times happen over an email, or it could be a reverse auction portal that you can subscribe to, which is another disparate system. It could be Excel. It's actually a ton of Excel files that we use to do a lot of quote gathering, comparison, analysis, and final reporting or dashboarding. It would then be the standard procurement or purchasing system, which is where you sort of put in all these details, churn out a purchase order, get it for approvals, and once those are approved, they sort of make its way back to the supplier, which is the procurement side of it. And then there's obviously the whole accounting and remittance aspect of it, which is post delivery of the product or those goods or services. Procurement and its extended arm would also help the accounts team to sort of get these payments done. So that's essentially an end-to-end procure to pay cycle, which would cut across many products. It could be an Outlook, Excel, Word document, a lot of phone calls, or a standard purchasing system, really. I mean, it depends on most organizations, but that's how largely a day in life of a procurement guy would look like.
Perfect, thank you. And if we imagine that we're in an ideal world and today you can make a wish, just like for the 25th of December, how would your system ideally would look like? Now you were talking about different silos, that you have different types of documents, sort of exchange by email. What ideally would help you to make your work quicker and nicer for you?
I think it's a straightforward answer, really. It just makes complete sense, both from an efficiency perspective, from a risk and controls perspective, from an analysis perspective, from a dashboarding perspective, from a visibility perspective, to have a single system that essentially captures all of these individual pillars or steps, if you will, in a procure to pay cycle within a single enterprise system. A system that not only caters to your internal requirements, but also a system that you can use to reach out to your partners or third-party vendors who are essentially not part of your network, but are still stakeholders as part of this entire P2P cycle. So yeah, it'll be useful if there is something that allows a procurement personnel to sort of accomplish his day-to-day tasks within a single system, and all of this eventually culminate into a single reporting dashboard that's real-time and easy for people to see and make sense of.
Thank you so much for your answers. I guess now we can move to the demo. Thank you so much, Sachin. Really appreciate it.
No problem.
Thanks a lot, Anna, Sachin, for this insight into a daily workday of a procurement guy. So I hand over now to Xavier to give us some more information about how CPQ may be the answer to such a question.
Yeah, so thank you. Thank you, Anya. Thank you, Sachin, for your insight. So as I mentioned, I'm CPQ lead practice here at CloudED. And before I dig into this product and into business case that we had recently with a customer, I'd like to quickly go through what means CPQ. So basically, CPQ stands for Configure Price Quote, and why these words are today important. Configure today we all have as a customer. For example, we're able to design our own shoes. So it becomes really important to provide the ability for the end customer to get a product that really fits their needs. And this is what's here is the idea that as a company that is selling products to your customers, you want to be able to provide, the best fit to your buyers. And this is something that can be achieved by creating some bundles, adding some options to your product catalog, so to make sure that you can basically fit the business needs. P for price because we rarely sell as a company to list price, so there is always a discount that is usually added to close a deal, and pricing means that you want also to have the flexibility to provide any kind of discount. It can be like a discount based on volume, discount based on terms of your contract. It can be also that you want to introduce a product that is a percentage of total of your subscriptions. So this is also what provides here CPQ. So a tool to really have a control over your pricing and discount policy. And Q for quote because it's typical that once the sales representative had the call with the customers, they know what they want, the offer fits, and then you want to send a quote to your end customer, and it's typical that you will have to create a word from the beginning, have the product. It would be pretty manual activity that leads to some errors. And then at the end, that doesn't look professional. And also CPQ takes care about these steps by implementing some automations so that in few clicks you're able to send an email that will contain the code that you configure for your end customer. So I hope that it helps to understand what is CPQ. And now I would like to talk about a use case that we recently have with a pretty well-known company. It's called Pininfarina. So Pininfarina used to be a company that designed car for car manufacturers such like Ferrari, Maserati, and recently they've been decided to create their own car, their own hypercar, let's say so, because they want to create an electric car with 2,000 horsepower. And basically, so Pininfarina came to us saying that, okay, we have Sales Cloud implemented, so they have their lead to opportunity flow more or less covered, but they were missing a tool for quoting. So they were looking for a tool that based on the configuration of the car that would be really specific for the end customer, to be able to create a quote document that will list all the options, all the possible, for example, colors, design options that can be part of the car. And one of the requirements was definitely to build an exclusive customer experience because we are in the luxury brand. And they were also looking to have like a centric system that will be integrated with other systems, such like customer portal. I'm talking also about EAP system. I'm also talking about partner community. So really that was the idea to have like all data related to the customer part of the sharing platform. Yeah, and CPQ came on the place because that would be the best tool to provide this level of flexibility in creating the quotes. So now if I move forward and more talking about what was part of the scope of this project, after some discussions with the customer, it turned out that we want to create an opportunity to order flow with them. So it means that at the end, they are fully able to, from the beginning, from the lead, so from the first touch point with some customer, able to get to the order phase, meaning that they can start the production of the car. And this is, I think, probably an important point here, that basically everything is centralized into one system. There is no need to go outside the system with Excel sheet or some Word document to create the quote template. Everything happens within Salesforce. And when we talk about CPQ, the key was to have the product catalog for Batista, so the first car. So you may imagine to have like all options related to interior, exterior, color of the car, materials used. So this is something that was implemented. And I will come back to this later, how basically this product catalog is coming from the EAP system. We're also implementing the quoting process, meaning that when we have a configuration of a specific car, then we're able to get a quote PDF out of that, and we can send it to the end customer so they can sign this contract with us. And of course, we have been implementing some approvals process. So before car is getting to the production, we wanted to make sure that the CPO and the CEO will countersign and approve the car that will be moved to production. So what is worth mentioning is that CPQ was part of an ecosystem, and it was also working with Rootstock. Rootstock, this is a native ERP system that is installed on the Salesforce platform. So this is also kind of the ideas that was part of this project, to have like all the systems within Salesforce. Typically, ERP is outside of the CRM platform, but here Rootstock was introduced within Salesforce as a native application. And we mainly use two modules, ERP for the bill of materials, and also finance, where we can track the prepayments and payment of the end customer. And in regards to e-signature solution, we've been with Conga Sign and Conga Composer. Of course, it was important to have some reporting to see which options are implemented the most, what is, price of the car, how many quotes we need in order to before we sell a car to the end customer. So this was kind of KPI that now becomes visible to the top management. I wanted to have like also a brief slide about a timeline of this project, so we can understand that how it looks like a typical CPQ implementation. And basically, we can see there were two phases. I would say like the pre-sales activities, where we started to have some contextual demo with Pininfarina to show what is the capabilities of the CPQ tool. After Christmas time, we decided that, okay, it would be worth to meet on site. So we fly to Munich, and we had like 2 days scoping workshops where we clearly defined the scope of the project with Pininfarina. And then there was like a couple of weeks where the procurement process came into the place to decide which partner will be the one that will implement this solution. We've been chosen, and beginning of March, we started the project. It was just at the beginning where COVID started to be pretty critical. So we planned to have a lot of on-site activities, but due to COVID, we had to mainly lead the workshops remotely. And after a couple of months, so 3rd of August, the system got live. And maybe some what's the results? What's after all this activity? So now Pininfarina has a lead to order process fully supported. So it means that all the sales reps can work fully into a single system, don't have to switch to other system. Also, what is important mentioning is that the product catalog that we implemented within CPQ comes from the bill of materials. So meaning that there's a lot of items, and we simply translate the sellable item, buyable item into CPQ. We also implemented e-signature so that before we will issue an invoice to the end customer for prepayment, there will be a protocol for signing the prepayment. And we also, and this is also something that happens frequently with CPQ implementation, we slightly adjusted the current sales process. So to make sure that the quoting process will have like a smooth transition with the sales process, meaning like about the opportunity flow. Yeah, and at the end, this is the flow that they had, is that this sales representative, they go to the end customer, they have a really nice application, a 3D applications, when you can see the car, when you can configure each and single piece of the car, and the output of such a configuration in the file that they can download into Salesforce, and it gets translated into a quote with the pricing and with the document that is then ready to be sent to the end customer for signing. And so from our perspective, it was really successful collaboration, and I think that it was the same also for Pininfarina, because on the app exchange for Cloudity, they left to us a 5-star customer satisfaction. and we're still working with them. And this is where I wanted to end my last slide, that we implemented now CPQ, but we know it's not the end, and we have a lot of different activities on the roadmap with Pininfarina. That because first of all, they will produce more cars due to COVID. They had to slow down their pace, and the next car will come a bit later than planned, but they want to produce a next car in the upcoming year. So it means that we will have also some activities to support this sales process. So this is what I call PF1. But also we have some integration on the roadmap, integration the customer portal. So all the data about the customer will be stored in Salesforce and shared with the customer portal. Marketing Cloud, so it's used to create a dedicated journey for example, some events, to see the car, drive the car. What else can be said? Yeah, I think what may be also interesting, that they also plan to sell recurring services, where CPQ is a perfect fit, because CPQ can handle these recurring products and create contracts. We can see how much money generates these subscriptions within the platform, and some other integration with partner community for the after sales activity. Sorry. And something that is also in the roadmap, that they have also e-commerce platform, Pininfarina, where you can buy some goodies, and they want also these informations to be recorded back within the CRM platform to get a 360 view of the end customer. So that's all for this case. I hope it was interesting, Torsten, and for all the attendees. But it was really nice project, and we are looking forward to continue working with Pininfarina.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Xavier, for this insight. So we have still some 3 minutes left to answer some questions of participants. I have received one already, which reads, what are typical challenges in a CPQ project? So probably where are the hurdles, the obstacles, what needs to be considered, stuff like that, I believe is meant here. So probably can a little bit talk about that, Xavier?
Yeah, sure. So I would say that the most challenging part is to define the product catalog, because this is the root of the whole quoting process. If our products are not properly thought, if they are not properly designed in terms of pricing policy, in terms of discount policy, it means that the quoting process won't work. If the quoting process won't work, then the whole process won't work at all. I have some echo. I'm not sure from where it's coming. Maybe from you, Torsten. I think it's better now. Thank you. So really, there's a big discussions at the beginning of any CPQ project. Is first of all, where is the source of truth of the product catalog? Because it may come from the ERP system, or we may decide that CPQ would be the source of truth for the products. But then we may think how we're going to transfer this product catalog to the ERP system, and how we will design the products within CPQ. How would the bundles, which product options we want to be enabled, disabled for specific products, which kind of rules we want to implement. So that's definitely, I would say, the most challenging part, because once the product catalog is implemented, basically CPQ out of the box will process this product, and there is it's only adjustment to the end customer regarding the quoting process.
I will maybe have another question as well. From your experience, because as you know, we don't have that many partners having the experience of implementing CPQ. What does the customer need to have already in place? And what are the main challenges you have usually when you start an implementation?
Mm-hmm. Yes, so I would say that we have two types of customers. So the first one, that they have really nothing, meaning that they don't have a CRM, or they have a pretty poor CRM, and basically they know that they are selling recurring products, that they quoting process is pretty complicated because the products and the pricing is pretty complex. So that means that we'll go with like a full implementation with Salesforce, Sales Cloud plus CPQ. But I would say that recently our experience, we're more working the second options, meaning just like with Pininfarina, that they already have Sales Cloud implemented, but they see that they miss something to have really a smooth process to lead to the order phase. Yeah, so they're happy about monitoring the sales process, but they still struggle to, I would say, prepare quote effectively, manage discount effectively. So coming back to the first questions, yeah, the challenge sits into defining the final product catalog, because this is the root of everything. If we have wrong product catalog implemented, then the other steps of the process, like quoting, creating order, creating contracts, renewal, all the things won't be working properly. Yeah. So hope I answer your question, Anya.
You do. Thank you.
Great. So this concludes our session of today. So thank you for your attendees, to the attendees, for being with us at this early time today. Thank you for the speaking people for sharing their insights and their knowledge. And yeah, so in terms you have any questions as attendee, so feel free to reach out to us or to Salesforce to get answers and handle next steps. Thanks everyone, and have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.